Seeing you win is making them suffer because they failed so many times trying to make you lose. When you are a resilient person, you will never really quit. You'll never really stop. You'll never really give in like the enemy may want you to. You know that there's a reason behind what you're doing. And that reason is strong enough for you to keep going. You know that there's a greater reason why you're here. And you take actions based off of that. That's your purpose. You may not always feel up to it. You may not always feel the desire to do it, but you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place and what will allow you to have a newfound feeling about something that you have to continue to do, that you already started, that you would like to finish, even though it may not have been as easy as you thought it would be to complete it in the beginning, is the same idea that you had when you started it. You felt that you could accomplish it. You might have even thought that you already accomplished it. You might have seen yourself as already have been accomplished your goal. Now, there may have been some people along the way. There may have been some doubt along the way. There may have been some confusion along the way as to why you may not have the same eagerness or drive that you had in the beginning. Sometimes you might be the cause of that, and other times it may be someone else. And if someone else is the cause of that, you can't allow that to make you quit or give up. Some people will devise a strategy so sinister and so slick to where you will want to give up. You won't want to work on your goal, or you won't even want to touch what it is that you once had an interest in. And that's why it's important to keep your plans to yourself. Some would say, don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. Or I could have said that backwards, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. You don't divulge too much information when it comes to anything really, but especially when it comes to what you want to do. All right. You keep that to yourself. You let people know that you're up to something, but it doesn't even have to be exactly what it is that you're up to. Because if they know exactly what it is you want to do or what you want to be, there's potential for them to become jealous, or to take out their hatred on you. All right, it's a potentiality for them to become a hater. All right, and you don't need that. You definitely don't need that. All right. Those are the types of people that like to get in the way of the things that you see that you need to do. And if that person is wicked enough, then, or if whoever is wicked enough, then what they'll do is they'll devise a plot, a plan, and a strategy to try to make it so that they don't have to see that happen. And you have to be able to tell who wants to see things happen for you and who does not. But you won't even have to do that if you don't tell anybody what it is you're trying to do or what you're up to. All right. You don't have to lie to people, but you don't have to be eye to eye with people about what it is you want to do, because it's just a law. It's just something that you shouldn't do, because it can cause others to feel some type of way about you. It could cause people to think that you're trying to one up them or outdo them in some type of way, and that creates tension, that causes enemies, that makes people not like us. Not that you care, because I know you don't, but that makes people want to have an issue with you or compete with you, because we live in a competitive world. All right. Somebody's always competing with someone for something. Someone's always trying to win. Someone's always trying to be the better person, or on top or above others. All right. Some people are trying to get to a point in life to where they're good, or where they're on top of their own world. And then you have others who want to knock you off of, like some king of the hill type stuff, knock you off of the top of your world, stand on top of it, and also stand on top of their world as well. Cut. Stand on top of their world as well. All right. And that's too many worlds to be standing on. All right. That's not right. But hey, that's the world we live in. Some people, that's their approach, and you have to be aware of that no one is trying to control the aspects of your reality, because if you let that happen, then you'll be going somewhere where you won't even have an idea where it is, because you will have given up the reins to being the captain of your own ship, and never give up the controls of being the captain of your own ship, because you have a destination and you know where you want to go. Don't let the world change that for you. Don't let failure change that for you. Don't let negative thoughts change that for you. All right. That's why it's good to have a positive mindset, because negative thoughts can attack the way that you view yourself. All right. You don't want to go thinking that things are going to work out just because they haven't, or they don't, or seem like they won't. All right. If someone is trying to block you from getting to a certain spot, you'll be able to feel the tension, all right, between what it is you're trying to do, where you're trying to go. You'll be able to see that there's a change in them whenever this occurs, or whenever this comes up, and they may be around, or if they see you trying to do it, then it's a way that they're going to feel towards you, and you're going to be able to feel that. All right. You still have to do what it is you have to do. All right. Don't be ashamed, or don't feel guilty, or don't feel bad for wanting better, or for wanting to do more, or for wanting to have more. That there's nothing wrong with that. You have every right to want to make positive changes to your reality, so that way you can have the life that you want. All right. You deserve the best, and if you're willing to work for it, then you deserve to be able to get it when it's your time. So anybody that has tried to make you fail, they fail to realize that there's nothing that they can do to try to get in the way, or try to stop you from achieving a goal. They may try to plant a seed, or they may try to discourage you in some type of way, but there's ways around that, and you can overcome that. All right, you don't have to take what a person says and put value into it. You have to put value into what you say and think and feel about yourself. All right, other people will try to use their leverage or their power, or they'll try to use their words to try and discourage you some type of way, or make you think differently than you already do. That's why words are very powerful, and you have to realize that yours are more powerful than anybody else's. All right, doesn't matter what people say, think, or feel about you. It's what you say and think and feel about yourself. All right, yeah, that's the ticket right there. All right, I laugh every time I hear that when somebody was like, "That's the ticket." So, but like, yeah, that's one of those moments right there. That's the ticket. All right, anyway, terrible, I know, but you must keep going. All right, you must keep going. You can't stop. Someone may not agree, they may not like, they may not appreciate what you do. There's going to be critics. There's going to be people who don't think you're good enough. There's going to be people who have negative things to say. You don't let that discourage you. At times you may feel like other people are better, or you're not getting where you want to go. Don't let that discourage you. You'll figure something out, or you'll meet a person, or an idea will pop into your head. Something good will come to you as far as what you're trying to do. You'll have some type of epiphany, and you'll be able to go from there and continue to work. You're as long as you don't stop, your mind will always be thinking about ways to win. So that's why it's important to find something that you love to do, or find something that you're very passionate about, so that way when life be lifing, or when things get in the way, or when things happen, you'll still be able to pick up where you left off and continue doing what you love to do. So at times you may not feel like you're good enough, but you can overcome that too. That's just a thought. You have to think something different at that point, and not go based off of that, because that's where people procrastinate, or that's where you don't get anything done. That's where you're not motivated. That's where you're just going to lead yourself down a road to a whole bunch of other negative thoughts, and it won't help you get anywhere trying to get anything done as far as what you're trying to do. So when negative thoughts pop into your head, whether they're from your mind, or whether it's from an outside source, whether it's just from the world, or critics, you got to block that stuff out. That's what all this mental training and all this stuff is about. You have to block out everything else and focus on what it is that is most important to you, that's going to allow you to do what you need to do. It's not going to be focusing on what somebody said or something like that. People are going to have a lot of things to say. You have to get over that. You have to focus on what you say. That has to be the most powerful word. Your word, all right, has to be the most powerful to you when it comes to what you think and feel about yourself. So regardless of somebody's opinion, or what they say, or what they think about something, you have to keep going and be willing to work through that. It could be somebody important. It could be, you know, someone that had to approve something. Rejection happens. You may end up facing rejection because you thought it was this and people tell you it's something else, or you think it's good, or you think it's doing, you know, what you think it's doing, but it's not actually doing what you think it's doing, and you got to go back to the drawing board. All right, don't be afraid to do that either. Don't get mad or don't get upset when things don't work out the way you want them to. All right, things sometimes just don't work out the way you want them to, and if you're willing to keep putting enough into something, then you can turn it into what you want. All right, if you're willing to put enough into something, you could turn it into what you want. You'll have built enough failures or enough lessons learned to turn into a W. All right, you'll be able to take enough lessons learned and turn them into a W. All right, but not quitting has to be something that you're willing to live by. Like you can't quit. It has to be something that you're willing to live by. Quitting is not an option. It's easy to say that. It's easy to write that down, put it on your wall, but it's not an option. All right, you can't just give up and not do the things that you told yourself you would. Some people may click off this video and be like, what is he talking about? Or this is boring or whatever. It doesn't matter. People who know what they want to do with their life and what they need to do, they know what I'm talking about. And when you're in the process of making things happen and you still have to go through life and just keep going, it like clicked on me the other day. I'm like looking at other people, and you look at other people who are in a place where you may want to be, or you look at people who are ahead of you or doing better than you, or seem to be in a better space. Not to say that you would want to trade lives with anyone, or, you know, grass is greener on the other side syndrome, because people can have things and look a certain way on the outside, and their life could be complete hell. You know, you would not want that life. When you look at people who are in a place where you want to be, at first it's like it's mind-boggling, because you think, and it's like, what did they just magically get on TV, or did they just magically end up where they are? And I know there's theories behind those things, and, you know, doors and rituals and all that stuff. All right, but there are some people who don't participate in that. They may have seen it, they may have heard about it, but there's some people that don't participate in that. So, and either way, even if you don't get that far, because you don't want to get that far, and just when people think about success, they automatically think like you want to get to where the world, or I guess the media, will show you as successful. It's like, success is whatever you want it to be. It could just be having a house, a car, a yard. That could be your success. All right, just because you want to be successful doesn't mean that, you know, people try to paint pictures for others, but we're not worried about that. But what I'm saying is this: success can be what you want it to be, and don't allow anybody to determine what success is for you. All right, success can be whatever you want, and there's no difference between you and the people who appear or who you think are already successful. There's no difference between you and them. It's just that they've done something different with their time, and you have, in order to get something different, you have to do something different. So you have to figure out what's different that you have to do with your time. What can you do with your time different that can put you where you want to be? All right, when you're mapping out a destination to get somewhere, You look at a map, you plan the route, and you know what you need to do to get to where you need to go. It's no different with life or with a goal or with something that you want to do. It's just like that. You look at what you want to do, where you want to go, and you can plan a route of executions or actions, and plan those actions out and create a roadmap to get to where you want, to have what you want, and to be what you want. All right, and you just have to stick to it. That's where people come across with all the staying focused and disciplined, and that's what that's about. But you may be trying to stay focused and you may be trying to be disciplined, but you don't quite have anything like any structure as far as like what you're disciplined for or what you're trying to be focused for. So you have to set that up, and you have to put something together so that way your mind can be locked in physically and mentally on what it is you're trying to do, instead of just wanting to be something or wanting to do something. It's good to have a mental roadmap, strategy, a plan, obviously, but to be able to get to where you want to go. All right. So if anybody is not assisting you in that, or being a part of that, or helping you get to that, or wanting to see you do what you need to do to get there, then that person was trying to see you fail. All right. And they're not going to be able to see you fail, because it's just when you want to do something bad enough, then and your mind is not going to give up until it figures out how to do it. It's just a natural thing that takes place. Things may, life may happen, things may happen, but there's nothing that can stop you unless you really just decide to sit down, put it down, and not do it. And I know I'm not talking to anybody that like that that's watching this video, especially if you watched it all the way to the end. If you watched it all the way to the end, then you're really about your business, and there's some good things coming to you because you know what you're doing, because you know what it takes, and you're willing to do it. You're willing to do it. You're willing to do what you know it takes to get what you want, because you want it that bad, and you know you're going to get it, and you're not letting anything stand in the way. You're determined. Anything gets in the way, you're going to knock it out the way. So if you feel like you're having a moment where things may be too overwhelming, or you feel like you want to quit, or you're about to give up, don't. Because that's a turning point. That's a time, that's a moment for you to buckle down and overcome, and to really pull something pull something out of yourself, and dig deep within that moment to recognize who you are, what you're capable of, what you're really made of. All right. I know you're better than just to give up, just to quit, than just to ignore the fact that you thought you could do something and you were good enough, but to now put that thought to the side and to think something different. You can still see yourself as good enough as when you first started. You can still see yourself as someone that's great. Doesn't matter if you've made it yet or not, or what life is showing you or not. If you consider yourself as what you want and what you think you are, then that's what you'll be.